Hello everybody and welcome to the Thought Show for this week. First thing that we're going to talk about is AFL. The Richmond Football Club finally got a win. Wow! Richmond did really well up against a improved Brisbane Lions with Jack Riewoldt kicking 4 goals. The Richmond forward line and midfield were a lot better, even though they got scared by the Lions in the second half. But Richmond's goal kicking was awful in the first half. Richmond, you got to improve on your accurate kicking. Thank you. Now, there's no footy on Good Friday. There is talk in the news this week that Good Friday will be starting next season. On Sunday, Eddie Maguire said on 3AW, if we're going to have Good Friday footy, we're going to have a big club. Now, I know Ed is Collingwood nuts, and I disagree with some of his things, but I actually agree with him. But if we're gonna have footy on Good Friday, then there's got to be a big club involved, not North Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs. So I understand that they're trying to raise money for the Children's Hospital and all of that, but there can be footy on the same day. Now, back to the round. Collingwood versus North Melbourne. Now, North Melbourne were probably the most disappointing team of the round. North Melbourne played awful, but unfortunately, even though Travis Cloke kicked 3 and their goal kicking was awful. They should have smashed North Melbourne by 100 points. North Melbourne were crap, but Collingwood were crap as well in not putting North Melbourne away. Now, Sydney Freo. Sydney got their second win of the season with a 23-point win over the Fremantle Dockers. Buddy Franklin kicked 4 goals to open his account to the SCG crowd. Now, they've got Adam Goods to welcome back into their team. Freo just had a bad day at the office, in my opinion. They were poor in all the areas of the game, and they just had one of those days where it was tied toward the end, but Sydney dominated the game. Now, St Kilda versus Essendon. St Kilda got an upset win over Essendon. Now, I didn't see much of this game because I was watching Port Adelaide and West Coast. Port Adelaide, but I found this interesting quote by Mark Thompson. Mark Thompson said that I'm not sure how much recovery my players have done. I know the great players in my time would have done a lot more training. Now, there was plenty of discussion that their trip back from Perth was an issue. I'm not using that as an excuse. The Bombers, even though it was 36 degrees, I don't think that trip from Perth is an excuse. They're professionals and they should be able to deal with it. Now, Port Adelaide versus West Coast. I am so proud of my Port boys. Those who didn't watch the game closely, it was a tough, hard game. In the third quarter, West Coast almost dominated, but we kept on the pressure on them. There was a quote saying, it's alright if the opposition locks you up, but you gotta lock them up as well. And that's what Port Adelaide did. It's a really, really tough trip to Perth, and we did it. Now, to all the Sunday matches. GWS Crows GWS. Now, the Crows belted GWS with a 79-point win, with Paddy D kicking 6 goals. The Crows dominated GWS from the clearances. GWS made a promising start, but after quarter time it was just a blitz by the Adelaide Crows, with Paddy Dangerfield kicking 6 goals. Melbourne versus Gold Coast. Gold Coast got their 3rd win of the season and their first away win of the season with an 8-point win over Melbourne. Now, I didn't see too much of the game, but I heard this interesting quote by Paul Roos. Paul Roos said that it was good that we only lost by 8 points, to the fact we didn't really have any good players. Now to the final game of the round, Carlton versus the Western Bulldogs. Now I'm actually going to talk about the good stuff before we talk about the sad news. The good news is that Carlton had a historic victory, with one of the greatest victories in Carlton's in their history. They had a ton of injuries, and the pressure they put on Western Bulldogs in the second quarter, they were down to 20 with only 2 interchanges left in the last quarter. It was unbelievable, and it was one of the best wins I'd seen in footy. They tackled like monsters. They really wanted to win, not only for their coach Mick Malthouse, but for the club, and that's what we need to see. Now to the sad news. Chris Judd came on as a sub. Now I'll give you my opinion in a minute. You're not aware, Chris Judd got a hamstring strain. With 3 minutes after coming on as a sub, according to Dr. Peter Larkins, he should be out for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Now, my opinion on this. Why was Chris Judd used as the sub in the first place? Mick, you were so lucky that you didn't lose the game. Otherwise, you would have been on sacked. I think Ed Kono, who slammed into the post, should be out for a long period of time. Now to the A-League news. The A-League final started this weekend with Melbourne Victory getting a stoppage time winner against Sydney FC, with Guy Finkler getting a last minute winner for Melbourne Victory. Now, my man Alessandro Del Piero said after the game that he wants to stay. I don't know whether he'll stay or not. I want him to stay, but whether he can go through a whole season. But I agree, he needs to stay in Australia in some capacity. Now, Adelaide United Adelaide United played not good football. Central Coast got a win with half an hour to play, with striker Bernie Abini scoring a long-range shot to have a 1-0 win for Phil Moss's men. Adelaide United had a good season under new coach Jossie Yombell, but whether he can take us forward is another question. I think we need to get some more. I think playing without a striker didn't work. We didn't attack Central Coast and all of that. Now to the EPL. There was a lot of slip-ups this week that allowed Liverpool to go 3 points clear, with Sunderland getting a draw at Manchester City on Wednesday to allow City to slip up, and Chelsea lost. Jose Mourinho lost his record at Stamford Bridge. 77-game unbeaten run at Stamford Bridge, with a 2-1 loss to Sunderland. Now, that referee, it was not a penalty. It was not a penalty, that penalty decision. And Chelsea's staff getting involved in that crap. It's absolutely ridiculous. There's no need for it. Now, let's go to sacked. Now, anyway, the sacked segment is working in my opinion. Now, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the referees boss in the NRL. There have been too many decisions that have been too controversial. These decisions by referees and video referees are ruining the game of rugby league. There have been too many decisions this season that cost teams victories. So I tell you, you'll be Saturday in the morning. That's the NRL referee's boss. Collingwood's goal kicking coach. You dominated North Melbourne, but you should have smashed North Melbourne by 100 points. Your goal kicking was crap. Your goal kicking was absolutely disgusting. So you should be Saturday in the morning. And to all the goal kickers out there, you were kicking. And one more. To all the people that got the dribble kicks over the weekend, the chief, Jason Dunstall, is looking for dribble kicks. Now, Jason Dunstall, I saw this dribble kick the other day from Josh Kennedy, straight in front in the first quarter. Instead of going out instead of popping it straight through the big sticks, he dribbles it. Whee! So all the dribble kickers out there, and you do the silly dribble kicks and you got the options. Not only that, you'll get a fade from Jason Dunstall, you also will get a mention on the sat segment. So Josh Kennedy, you'll be Saturday in the morning. Saturday in the morning. Now that's the thought show for this week. See you next week.